Welcome, Guns and Gear Networker. I appreciate you tuning in. Today we're going to take a look at some inexpensive cartridge belts and Western holsters. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. So today we're going to take a look at a very budget-friendly holster and cartridge belt setup, Western style, cowboy style, for guys looking for this type of holster for single action in particular. So like your single action armies and that sort of thing. Follow my videos, follow my channel. You know, I recently bought that Ruger Wrangler and wanted a holster option for it. So back some time ago, some years ago, I actually used to shoot cowboy action shooting, and when I did, back in the mid-90s, I wound up with this holster setup, very similar to this, or exactly like this, when I was shooting cowboy action shooting. And the reason was, if you know anything about that sport, it's very expensive to get into, because you not only have to buy really 4 guns, and then you have to buy all the holsters and all the cowboy gear and things like that. It's pretty expensive to get into. It's probably one of the more expensive shooting sports to get into, to be honest with you. Just for the fact you got to have 4 guns to shoot most of all their stages. And so anyway, I started out with this rig, this company, and it was simply based on price point. Another thing that attracted me to this company is they are very traditional in their designs. So everything you see is very kind of period correct to the 1800s, which I like. And I don't really like the Vaquero style, the drop leg style setups that came later in like spaghetti westerns. You used to see those in the 50s and 60s. Not my style, not what I like. I like the more traditional stuff, and this company produced that. And they were very friendly at price point last when I bought them back years ago, and they're still a very friendly price point today. I will preface this video by saying I am not 100% sure they are still in business. I'm going to dig into that a little deeper. According to what I see on Yelp, they are permanently closed, but they're doing that a lot with COVID and things like that right now. So if nobody, is responding, so I don't know. I'm going to dig into that a little deeper and see what I can come up with. I will say that there are some retailers still out there with some inventory. So what I'm telling you today is you can still buy this, and I would consider buying it if it's something you want. I would go ahead and maybe purchase it, because it may truly be out of business. Again, as like I said, I'm going to look into that a little further. So the first holster I'm going to show you is called a Cheyenne double loop. And their design is very simple, and that's the way it was back in the 1800s. These are not lined holsters, they're not fancy holsters, anything like that. The way this company keeps their price point down is because most everything's done by machine, and what I mean by that is they have a big clicker die that cuts out this whole leather piece at one time, and then they have plates, embossing plates, that emboss and tool these designs on here. So it's pretty fast. They can knock out these pieces pretty quick. Then they do a simple stitch across there, and then it's done. So there's not a lot to it. I don't know if they buy these leather pre-dyed or whatever, but I will tell you this is an oil-dyed leather, and it is very oily. So if you have clothing and things you might be concerned about that it's going to get stained, this right here would definitely maybe stain it. So be careful with that, and I'll show you a little bit about that a little further here in a minute. You can actually see, if you maybe in this camera, the sheen on this. So when I got these holsters and this belt, this holster was a little lighter in color compared to the rest, so I simply took olive oil and just kept darkening it up a little more. And it's close to the same color now. It's still a little bit lighter. I'm going to work on it some more. So Cheyenne double loop, and then you have what's called the California Slim Jim style. That's what this one is. This one's actually a cross draw configuration. And matter of fact, I'm going to show you. Look right here. See that shiny piece? That's oil that's bleeding back through the leather. So even if you bend it, you can actually get the oils to come to the surface a little bit like that. But so it'll take a little bit to dry some of that out. Definitely very oily. You can see on the back, oily. But again, similar concept, same design as far as way they manufacture these. This is a big clicker die, click it out. They have another clicker die for this piece, click it out. Embossing plate embosses this. This tooling pattern and style is very similar to what you would have saw back in the 1800s. So if you go find the book called Packing Iron and look at some of the true, or just kind of Google search some of the vintage 1800 style holsters, a lot of them had this similar pattern style with the maker's mark usually in the middle of the holster like that. So as far as fitting the Ruger Wrangler, it is a little loose, but it's not overly bad or anything, but it is a little loose, just letting you know. So this one does come with a little keeper here, a little thong that goes over your hammer to hold it in place. It's black when you get it. I switched it out for a brown one, just thought it looked a little better. This one here does not come with one. I've added one. I'll show you that. So you stick the firearm in like this, and what it is, if you look, I made this little leather piece here onto this leather thong. I did not punch a hole or anything. Just simply ran it through the back like that. And then I simply take this and put it over the hammer like that. That way, and then I can, if I want to shoot it and draw, I just simply pop it off with my thumb like that. But that'll hold it in place pretty good for, you know, going around in any type of woods environment or something like that, or if you're on horseback, should be able to keep it in your holster pretty easy. But this on the table, if you follow my channels, this is not theirs. I found this on Amazon, and it's a cartridge. Loose. I use it for loose cartridges, and I just stuck it on the table here. It was on this belt, and I'll show you how I did that. But if you look right here, see how dark this is? That is just from it being against this other piece of leather. That's how much oil's in this. See how much darker that is? But that is from that being against that. So yeah, it's got a lot of oils in it. So these, again, not lined or anything on this cartridge belt, just real simple, rudimentary, basic cartridge belt. But it is definitely period correct style. It's got 42 loops on the back. This one's in 22 caliber. They have other calibers available, 38, 357, 45 long Colt, so forth. So clip corner buckle, which is period correct for that time, for that era. And really nice, really simple, really functional, does what it's supposed to at a good price point. So the price points on these, I paid $60 for the belt, $30 for each holster. So essentially $120 gets you the whole entire setup. Real reasonable. Matter of fact, if you decided you didn't want the cartridge belt, but you just needed a good holster to carry your firearm in, you know, whatever, while you're shooting, didn't want to have to lay it on the ground or anything, and you didn't want to just stick it, you know, in your pants or whatever. Mexican style carry, this right here would be just a good cheap $30 holster. You can wear it on a regular belt if you wanted to do that. So just a regular 2-inch style belt. This belt here is 2.5 inches in width across here. So, but anyway, guys, Oklahoma Leather Products is the name of the company that makes these. Again, I will research a little bit more, but if you Google search Oklahoma Leather Products, you should be able to come up with some retailers that still have some of this in inventory, still have some stock available, and then you can just order it. But like I said, right now I'm not sure if they're in business, so if you want it and needed something like this, I would go ahead and order it now while you had the opportunity. But anyway, guys, just wanted to show you this new holster setup I got for my Ruger Wrangler. If you got any questions, you can post those below. If you've got any experience with this product or a similar product at a similar price point, that always helps. I like if there's other price point similar products available. I like you know, being able to show those to other people. So if you like to post those up, you're more than welcome. But anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you got any questions, post those below. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.